444, episode 444 of the Phase On View podcast, man. Make sure you tap in, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We going up in the 400s. Hey, we're soon to reach 500. Hey, bro, earlier, I wanted to talk about this on the podcast because this is one of the worst feelings ever. The worst feeling ever is when a police car is right behind you and you the only one on the road, bro. Hey, bro, I cut down the cut, bro. It was a long road, bro. All I seen was lights. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Heart beating, bro. Heart racing. If you know, bro,
you like,
especially as black people, you know, you sit up in your seat, get everything straight. And then another worst feeling is when, like, the police sirens come on and you think it's for you. Oh, and you think you done for it, bro, and that joint go right by you? Oh my God.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a worse feeling than that. That's up there. For me, because it happened to me recently. Heck, really happened to Monday. But it's when you go all the way to the gym, and you get there, you park, and you forgot your headphones.
Yeah, that's one of the worst feelings ever.
I ain't gonna lie. I've gone home. I've gone home and just did not work out. I've done it. I'm like, bro.
It's hard to vibe out with the earphones, bro.
I recently did it. I went to the gym. I worked out. I had the headphones. I got through it. I didn't do the treadmill after though. I wasn't about to sit on the treadmill for 30 minutes with no headphones. But I definitely gone over to the gym, didn't have my headphones, and went all the way home. I said, nope,
hey, bro.
I'm going to the gym today. No, but then Monday, the other worst feeling, and I knew it's my own fault because I knew I was picking my dad up from the train station, and I saw all the traffic coming from, around Central Avenue. And I was like, is there a concert over at FedEx? Because if there's a concert, that means complex is closed. Which is why I work out. I'm like, I'm going to check when I get home. So I got home, cooled out for a little bit. I got dressed, went to go to the gym, got right in front of FedEx and seen all the traffic. I looked it up on my phone, got my schedule. I said, Post Malone. I said, God dang it.
Sick. Yeah,
so I drove all the way.
It's a concert in town. That's a sick feeling. Another worst feeling, bro. If you have a partner, you know, we have to talk is one of the most crazy worst feelings you will ever experience, bro. When somebody say you have to talk, or if somebody say guess what, and then you like what, and then they respond to you in a text, and there's just the bubbles just come up.
Yeah,
and ironically, butterflies come on. When I'm telling you, bro. That right there get you shook every single time, bro. But I feel like police is number one. That second one, when somebody say they gotta tell you something, bro.
Yeah.
And you're just nervous because you don't know what it may be. We in crazy times.
What?
The headphones.
I be getting my students with that.
That's a valid one. The headphone ones is valid. I ain't gonna.
Bro, like you want you to get into the gym and realize you don't got your headphones.
Yeah, that's one of the worst.
Sick.
Feelings, bro.
I'm telling you, like I will not work out. I promise you, I'll go home and just call it a day, do some push-ups or whatever. Because you're not gonna be able to get through it. Yeah, you're just not gonna be able to do it. I promise you, just not. I'm like, my gosh, I've done it, but it's just like, man.
Hey, y'all, we in cookout season. So off rip, I wanna talk about the cookout needs. All right, the cookout needs. We're gonna do a quick draft. Top 5 cookout needs, real quick. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You ain't gonna get me this time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. See, I'm on it today, y'all. First, it's not a cookout if you don't have a grill. That's one. The grill.
Come on, man.
Come on now.
That shouldn't count.
Yeah, it is. That's a need. A grill.
That's like me saying propane.
But I mean, hey.
Or charcoal.
Hey, we need that grill.
That's like me saying charcoal.
Hey, we need it though. It's still a need. I get what you're saying, but it's still a need.
Fine, I guess I'm going with charcoal.
Okay, charcoal.
You need it.
Second is ice. We gotta have the ice. We gotta have ice for the beverages. What's your 2?
I'm going with plates.
Plates, that's a must.
I'm going with plates.
That's a must. You don't have a cookout if you don't have hamburgers. If you don't have hamburgers, cheeseburgers, it's not a real cookout. That's my 3rd.
I'm going with hot dogs. All
right.
I'm going with the glizzies.
You gotta have that.
Gotta have glizzies.
You gotta have somebody make this right, but you must have potato salad.
Dang.
You must have potato salad at a cookout. That's a must. That's my 4.
I'm going with condiments.
Yes, come on now.
You gotta have the
condiments. And I feel like I said, beverages, but I'm gonna make this specifically alcohol beverages. But just beverages in general. I'm gonna say juice and beverages and alcohol. I think all it can be mixed into one.
I'm going with Frankie Beverly.
Okay, Frankie Beverly Mays. You gotta say music.
Gotta have, yeah, but not just music. You have to play.
You gotta have to specifically have that song. It's not a cookout without that song.
Frankie Beverly.
Yeah. I think Frankie Beverly and Maxwell Ascension. Those are the two songs that have to be played at a cookout. Y'all let us know cookout needs. What is? I know we missed a lot of things because you got a lot of things in a cookout that you really need. Because we ain't say you gotta have chips. You gotta have like we said the cups, the buns. You know what I'm saying? It goes way beyond what we said. But y'all let us know who list was
Speaking
more
of cookouts, can we get back to? I've been to 2 already. Can we get back to just traditional graduation cookouts this summer? Like, if you invite me to your grad cookout, let it please be a cookout. I've been to 2 joints where they were like organized events where you pull up and it's like you get you a plate, but it's like you're supposed to sit down. They got all this decorated stuff over here. It's at this place. It's like an organized event.
I get what you're saying.
Like that, I'm like, can we get back
to the regular cookout?
I want to pull up to a cookout. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Facts. You're right.
One of them I went to was at a townhouse. It was mad people in that townhouse. No space. Food was good, but it was no space. You know, they had like this one section for like all these party favors and whatnot, which is cool. But yeah, I was like, okay. And then the second one was all the way in Annapolis at this. You know, they had this at this event. They had this event space booked. They had tables and they had like a DJ and you're supposed to get you a plate.
Yeah, but to your point, let's get back to the true essence of the outside cookout.
Yeah, I want to pull up to a grad cookout. Like outside, mad space, mad food.
Yes.
I can make mad, like, there's mad space and mad room to get mad plates to eat and stuff like that. Like, just like simple vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like it's becoming too fancy now. Like, I don't like that. And
I get what you're saying, because you're completely right. Everything is about the aura, the environment.
Man.
You know, about setting the stage. It's cool, but also you lose the authentic. You know, you lose the authentic cookout vibe when you doing too much.
Yeah, like come on.
I meant to say something on the first conversation we had as far as the worst feelings ever. That worst feeling ever. If you have a partner, if you going through a breakup, you know. Especially if you're wrong in the breakup, that feeling, that bubblegut feeling of not getting response or you going back and forth. Reason why I say this is because I already know Offset. He crashing out already. But BG's already. So Offset files for spousal support and divorce dispute with Cardi B. Of course, it set the internet in a blaze as far as him wanting spousal support because he is rich as well too. And of course, Cardi B is rich. But one thing I will say about this situation where I can agree with the internet standing is that, bro, let's take accountability. You cheated on her multiple times in the public eye. And as far as the spousal support, he's already spoken to, like, it's not even about, it's about the principle of just getting back at you. Yeah. That's why I don't like the internet going back and forth.
And I got another your partner that broke today. Results that relates to this.
Which y'all, you know what I'm saying? In that, it becomes troublesome when you bring in all this information that we shouldn't be privy to the internet, and then y'all is basically, and y'all are trying to one up each other on the internet.
Facts.
From her posting Stephon Diggs, from him trying to post other women,
from people that don't even need the money from each other.
It's unnecessary. For real, and regardless of anything, we shouldn't be left in the group chat. And
yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like, I don't like I feel like I don't understand Cardi's need for validation from strangers, because like too often something that should be super private will happen in her life, and she holds public Twitter spaces to talk about it. I'm like, why do you feel the need to talk about very private things publicly with whole strangers?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is this? I don't understand the need for this. Even if your spaces was filled with people that you do know, this is still a public platform in which any of us can join in. Yeah. Why do you feel the need to talk about these things that it should be very private so publicly? Why do we need? Why? Like, what do you value? I feel like she's thinking validation from her fans.
And to add to that point, also too, if you are over this person, be over this person. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's just that easy, because it goes the same thing for Offset. Yeah. Like, bruh, at the end of the day, let it go. Let it go. She's moved on. You showed your tail in the relationship, so you have to move on, bro. Like y'all holding on to each other, and I'm not gonna lie, though. I would feel some type of way if I was, somebody else in a relationship. I would feel some type of way because it's like, bro, you're constantly talking about this other person. Are you still in a relationship with them or not?
Yeah, but I don't think her and Stefan are like a real thing. I think because what we've been seeing is looking like. It feels first of all, her and Stefan are the same people. Offset and Stefan are the same people. Mm-hmm. The only difference is one of them took vows, so he should have. He should have been more loyal towards his spouse. Mm-hmm. Stefan, I don't know what role Stefan is playing. He doesn't have those. Yeah, and he just has a lot of people look at him, or it's speculation around his name as him being a sniper. Yeah, he one of them type of dudes. So a lot of people are saying that Cardi didn't move into anything better, but also we know how this goes after a breakup. Yeah, it's a rebound thing. I want to make you look at me. I want you to care. Yeah. And with this last situation, Offset actually cared because it looks like that his son and Stefan Diggs have the same hairstyle. So he deactivated his social media. He got upset, which Offset did. But it's like also when you playing with these games, especially with a woman, you take it further, they gonna take it to hell. And that's really what it is, bro. Like I don't understand.
You had those situations.
I don't understand how guys like Stefan Diggs still end up in relationships. Because I'm like, there's a whole viral video, and you know what I'm talking about. There's a viral video of his teammates. They asked literally all of his teammates. They asked, who is your teammate you would not let date your sister? Every single last one of them said Diggs. Yeah. Nick Dalvin. Who? Diggs. Mm-hmm. Adam Thielen. Who I want to let date my sister? Diggs. Mm-hmm. What's his face? He was like, oh, Diggs. No. It was like, no, not a single one of them. And he asked. The question was very vague. It was like, which of your teammates would you not let date your sister? And then all of them said Diggs. I don't understand what more needs to be said about who this person is. I don't even know Stefan Diggs, but based on that alone, I can attest he don't need to be around my sister because your own teammates who love you don't even want you around.
Specifically with this situation with the spousal support, like I just feel like it looks wild right now because we know the history of their relationship because of what they showed to us, and I feel like it was another. If it was another situation where we didn't know or have access to all the information, maybe this may sound okay because you do have double standard. You do have it a lot of times. It happens on the other flip side of things where the women seek for spousal support. But this was just, you can just tell it was just a play that I'm trying to hurt you, you trying to hurt me.
Yeah, and speaking of that, so this is breaking news. DDG has filed an emergency order to stop Halle Bailey from taking her son to Italy for 2 months. He alleging that she's emotionally unstable, threatened suicide, hit him, tracked him with air tags, withheld their son to control him, once drove while suicidal with the baby, requesting full custody, a ban on international travel to protect the child, third-party custody exchanges, and court-monitored communications, submitted texts, injury photos, witness statements as evidence. I'm like, enough is enough.
What I will say about this is that it's two sides to the story, and
it's the truth. Of course. That's not my thing. My thing is this. It's like why is it all of a sudden you guys are these things? All of a sudden DDG is abusive. If he was abusive, you like the signs were there before you procreated with the dude. They were there. And if they weren't there, then you weren't with him long enough before you decided to have a child with him. Same thing with her. If she's emotionally manipulative and suicidal and all these things all of a sudden, then the signs were there before you laid down with her. Because now you have to raise a child in this mess. And both of y'all are using your son as pawns to get at each other. And now he's this and now she's that. And like you trying to take his kid for 2 months away from him. It's just sad. It's just sick. It's sad, bro. It's sick and it's sad. And I feel for this boy who's too old to comprehend what's going on. But it's just like
too young.
Yeah, he's too young. But it's just I'm sorry, you're too young. But it's like y'all, like it's like you said, it's just trying to one up each other. It's like y'all doing the most. Like y'all are doing the most, and it's a mess right now. It's literally a mess, and it's just like that's why you like, you know, I hate y'all know me. I'm just freaking Jesus on my shirt, but you know I believe in waiting for marriage before sex. This is what I wait. Like I trust God more than anything. He invented all of this, and if He says it's supposed to be done like this, that if he's the author of it, then he knows what he's doing. Because you need to know people before you decide to do these things. And I'm just like, you cannot all of a sudden have this baby and now all of a sudden this person is all these things. It's just like, if they were all these things now, they were all these things before.
For sure.
And if you feel like you didn't see those things before, then you could not have been with that person long enough before you decided to do, to have a child with them. But you have the child, and now it's a mess. Now, because you done broke up, now I'm unstable. Now I'm abusive. Now I don't want you to go here. Now I'm going to hold the car. I want visitation. He stabbed me. She stabbed me. She done this. I'm like,
one thing I hate the most, bro, to what you're saying and to piggyback on what you're saying is the manipulation of social media,
it's
bro.
Just a mess.
That's where the mess is. That's where everything lies right there. It's the fact that y'all had this relationship and y'all had this bond, and now y'all taking it to levels to where y'all want to manipulate each other's audiences and not realize that at the end of the day, regardless of anything, this child will have access to the internet one day.
Yes,
I think that's what goes over people's head a lot of times, and it affects the child as well too.
Exactly.
You don't know what trauma that you will build from this child. You don't know what interactions because you guys have had in person. Just because the child is young doesn't mean they're not going to remember it or they're not going to have trauma in their life. Because guess what? They know that their parents are separated. It bugs me that people do that and bring it to the social media because at the end of the day, we can't help you, bro.
Yeah,
regardless of anything.
Thinking about their kid.
We can't help you.
They thinking about them. And it's just like, yo,
selfish, bro.
It is very selfish.
I'm not gonna bring relationship problems to the internet,
raise. Y'all need to raise y'all child. Y'all need to all this court stuff. Forget about it. Sit down in a room by yourselves and talk about this and figure out how are we going to raise our child. He needs mom, he needs dad. That's all we can do. That's what we need to figure out. Because right now you're not creating an environment where he's gonna thrive because you're trying to cut each other out of the situation, trying to cut each other out and keep each other from seeing it. And if you really felt like this person was somebody who shouldn't be able to be around their child, then you should not have been. You should not have had a baby with this person.
I agree,
but you have. So it's like you need to try to figure that out for the sake of him.
And you also need to. And at the end of the day, you need to understand that at any given time, something bad can happen. Yeah. So you as a parent, regardless of anything, co-parent is going to be the best option because regardless of anything, the child is most important and it's going to be the one affected and impacted. So you guys hating each other. Let's say, for instance, God forbid something happens. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Now what?
Now
you feel
what?
Me? Now it's all of well.
That's when you had people.
I wish I could have changed. I wish I could have did this. This when you get to I wish or if. Let's not leave it up to
looking in, it looks like two people that want to raise this child. Because you got folks who don't even want to do with their kids. But it looks like Halle wants to be a mom. It looks like DDG wants to be a dad. So, like, let's figure this out. And I don't have kids. You know better than I do. But it's just like, yo, let's figure this out. For the sake of our child, let's figure this out. Because right now, we just trying to get at each other and be vindictive towards one another. And it doesn't benefit him. It's tug of war right now we playing. Now, we can play it right now because he's only a couple months old. He ain't even a year. He can't speak or whatever. That's the only reason why we can play it. But at some point, like you said,
something got to give.
Something's got to give. It's all going to affect him at some point. It's not. It's just a mess. I hate like reading that. Just made me think of. There's something like you got to raise a child in this mess. It just all sounds like a mess. Because like a couple weeks ago we were talking about her case and how she wants a restraining order and he's this and he's that. Now I'm listening to his thing. I'm just like, you got to raise.
It's just a one up. You know, like y'all just trying to one up
raise a child in this mess.
Facts.
It's like.
It's ridiculous.
You got to give your kid a chance.
It
man.
really is.
Because it does affect, like you said, it affects them. You want to give your kid a chance and how they're going to grow up. And you already putting them at a disadvantage of how they're going to view relationships, how they're going to view marriage, how they're going to view trust, how they're going to view, like you already putting them at a disadvantage because what they've seen so far is two people just doing this.
Yep.
So that's what they're going to think is normal.
And the internet will internet. And these rumors came about this past week, and I'm glad that she came out and debunked them, even though I didn't feel like she had to. But in today's internet, you really got to respond to stuff, unfortunately, or it's going to be true. That's kind of messed up, but that's kind of where we're at. So in regards to, the situation we talking about, Vanessa Bryant, she came out and she had to tell the audience and tell people, look here, I'm not pregnant. And ultimately, mind your damn business.
Facts.
You feel me? And I feel like as a public, I get it. I understand, especially as a public figure. And it created a conversation behind it. And I know that we are, look here, we love Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
The icon Kobe Bryant. Don't get it twisted. So I understand I could ruffle people's feathers if she was to move on, whatever. But guess what? That's her personal life.
People have the right to move on.
And people have the right to move on. And
as much as it would hurt us as fans, we don't know how it has to feel. You know, you wake up every day. You used to seeing this person, including a child. You used to seeing, and now you wake up every day and this person isn't there. You know, and so you think you may never find love again. So in the event that you do find love again, you know, you want to be happy for that person. It doesn't mean that Kobe did not mean anything to her. Obviously he did. So like people have the right to move on as much as it hurts. And then you know how much it sounds. But you know how much it would hurt to continue to be that person that is looked at as just like the person of mourning. That's like how we look at Vanessa Bryant, how we look at Lauren London. It's like we look at them and we instantly get sad about the situation, but also it's like at some point in time they want to be happy too. Yeah, you know. Now it started up a conversation. Let's just not even just talking about Vanessa Bryant, just a conversation in totality about a widow, whether that be a male or female, losing their spouse. But it brought up a conversation about if they were to be widowed, who would they be with? And the conversation was just like it was kind of crazy because you had a lot of people just like, oh well, if I had to, you don't really choose, but if I had to choose, I would want to choose it was to somebody that I was close with. Now that was where I got weirded out. Very weird. That's something right there. That's something that I would pass judgment on, and that's just me being me personally. Of the movie,
I don't like that. I don't like that. If I pass away and you get with my best friend or my friend or something.
Remember the movie Brothers?
No. Yeah, I know exactly.
With Jake Gyllenhaal and Tobey Maguire. She thought he was dead and he wasn't, and she done moved on with his brother. And
that's a good example. Boy. But that's what I'm saying. Now in that case, that's nasty to me. I don't care if you feel like we've had a close type relationship or and you probably know me best because that is out of the window. That is nasty game right there. That's weird. That's where it gets weird.
Move on with somebody else. Don't move on nobody else.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, move on with somebody else.
Come on now. That's where it gets weird.
There's a lot of strangers out there. Meet a stranger off the street, please.
And my problem is too because you had the opposite audience talking about some. Well, you can't control that. Why you kind of trying to control her this person's happiness or what they do? Nah, that's nasty. Cause I will haunt your ass. For real, I will haunt your ass, bro. Freddy Krueger in your dreams, bro. Like if you move on with my brother, best friend, or somebody close to me, that's nasty. Like in instance of what we were talking about, I'm not saying this happened, but I was saying this would be the equivalent of like we said Vanessa Bryant, but that would be equivalent like her messing with like Pau Gasol.
Right, like excuse me.
Now,
come on.
If that was the case, then I feel like I can understand a lot of judgment being passed. But regardless of anything, it's other people's business. But I'm glad that she came out to debunk that and to talk about that because people need to mind their damn business.
I ain't gonna lie. The jokes are always funny. Like the way people were reacting to it was always people. It's
the internet going internet.
Yeah, it's always funny.
The internet going internet every single time. Us being
same thing with the Duke Dennis thing. People. This
whole thing. That's a whole
people need to mind their business.
Mind their business, bro.
And he got 8 kids.
And let's talk real quick.
I have kids.
To talk about that. That's how you know the internet is powerful because before the internet got into this and speculated all of this and. No, I never hear it from any of the mother of children. We didn't even know that he had kids.
Apparently, I didn't know he had kids.
Me either.
I wasn't that invested.
I wasn't even invested either.
But apparently, a couple of my friends who followed him, like they knew it's an old photo. Like they on the internet. Like it was a known thing that he did have a baby mom and didn't have some kids.
But it just shows.
But it's just like you said, like
it just shows you the power of the internet.
Now, all of a sudden, like what? Like
now, all of a sudden, he got 8 babies. I'm like, oh my god!
Like y'all doing too much. Come on, man. Like y'all acting like. But I get what he was saying. It's like this is one of the reasons why I don't post my because y'all doing too much. Yep. Like
I give people being private. Like I understand it. Let's talk about this. Us being athletes. Let's talk about it. The top 5 toughest sports. I really wanted to know what you felt like is the top 5 toughest sports. For me, 1A, 1B is boxing and UFC. Yeah. I think I can easily say that off rip. Like as far as the stamina, as far as you getting hit, come on, like it's so many variables in boxing and UFC that makes it. I feel like one of the toughest sports ever, bro. It's not even close.
I was gonna say because I was gonna go there, but I was also gonna go wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't even mean like WWE. Obviously, that's tough. I'm talking about like the
UFC.
Real competitive wrestling,
Yeah.
like in high school. Correct. I could never do that, bro. I could never do that. Just being that close and it's hot and it's sweaty and you on top of each. As a football player, I just could not.
And
do
it's
that.
technical.
Yeah, it's very technical. It's a very tough sport. I'm talking about you got to be in super shape, like because you're gonna be tired. Gonna be tired.
And I'm gonna put UFC and wrestling together. I know they're not, but I'm gonna say boxing first, UFC second, rugby third. I got rugby third.
I got football in my 5.
I got football after rugby because you got to think about rugby. Rugby is football without pads.
In football, you got 10 pounds of the equipment on. Like, it's a very tough sport. I got tennis on my list. I ain't gonna lie. I got four.
I got 4 football. 5, I might go tennis.
Tennis is a tough sport.
I might go tennis, or I may go. Actually, my 5 is hockey. Hockey, bro. Come on now. If you really think about hockey, bro, you are skating and you moving with a puck, eye coordination. You're getting hit. You're getting into fights, bro. I'm talking about hockey. I went to a hockey game, and also I've tried ice skating on the actual hockey, like on ice of a hockey ring. Oh no. Oh, absolutely not, bro.
College hockey game.
Calves burning,
I haven't been to a pro hockey game. I want to do that this year.
You ever went ice skating?
Yeah.
Bruh, calves on fire, bro. Calves and legs on fire. Like, think about all movement down here. You have to be sharp, bro. Any false movement, bro, it can be over.
We have the most talented players. Like, we have more guys in the Americans that we can pull off our bench than they can pull off their bench. That make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Now,
but
what I will say, where they're gonna cook us?
That 5 right there. That's all they really need.
They're 5. They're 5. They
got 5 to 7, bro.
Yeah, they got 5 to 7. But that's what I'm like. But I'm like, we could have our full 15 could be first team All NBA caliber guys. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
I get what you're saying, but
now where they gonna cook us? That's what I was talking about. Where they gonna cook us? Center.
They can cook us everywhere. So let's talk about the lineup. So we're talking about the All-Star Game 2026. Adam Silver, just like you just said, just released that the Team USA and Team World will be playing each other. For Team World, their lineup will be Giannis, Joker, SGA, Luka, and who else you want to throw in there right now? Because of what he's doing, I'm gonna say Siakam to fill that other spot.
Come off the bench, they could have Joel.
Bruh.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
the last 5 MVPs have been
that's what I was saying.
European.
But I'm like, if you could take Team USA and you could still build a solid bench after that, it's gonna be elite because you're gonna have Durant, you got LeBron, you gonna have Tatum, you gonna have D Book, you have Ant-Man, and then off the bench you gonna have Bam, AD.
We ain't even say Steph.
D. Mitch, Jaylen Brown, whoever you want, like that's what I'm saying. A Dame Lillard, he's healthy. Kyrie. I was also saying we will be a way deeper team than them, but they're gonna cook us at center because I don't even know any American centers. I'm like Bam, AD. I said Mitchell Robinson, Miles Turner, Isaiah Hartenstein. I don't know if Hartenstein's from America. Maybe he is.
Man, this gonna be the
5. They got Gobert. They got Joel. They got Wemby. They got Joker. They got Sabonis. They got
It's gonna be
somebody. They got at least 7
guys. It's gonna be an interesting. I'm not sure who's gonna win because this is going to be an interesting Team USA versus World because if you look at the lineups, let's just go 5 for 5. Oh, they got smoke for us, bro. And then off the bench, maybe not off our brains just right now. They have depth off the bench too. Like to your point, I don't think they have more depth than ours, but this is the stage right now to show who's really going to be, you know what I'm saying, the faces of the NBA. A lot of people would say, and I just think where we talk about the superstar and the megastar, the European player has never been as marketable as the US player. You know, and that's what I feel. I feel like that's what matters in
even now. Like SGA has a shoe with Converse. No.
And SGA is that dude, but he's not as marketable as his AE.
No one wants to go buy his shoes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes his logo. Like we're not going.
Well,
to
I'm glad you brought. I'm glad you brought this up. Look here, we Team USA over here.
Yeah,
and look here. We love Noah Lyles, bro. He brought it back to home to go. He's amazing talent. He's an amazing athlete.
From the DMV.
You have to stop talking about this, bro.
You have to stop
because it leads to my conversation about marketability. Yeah. You are not marketable as an Anthony Edwards in track and field. Unfortunately, we love track and field, but it's not as popular as basketball in the U.S. Internationally, you got it.
In the
but
US,
in the U.S., it's not as popular, bro. It's not many people that you can name that has had
it's becoming more popular.
It has, but
I also think it's not. I also think he's not with the right. Company to do it because Sha'Carri Richardson's with Nike, and that ad they put up with all the women is fire, and they got A'ja Wilson the shoe.
And let's talk about this.
I can see Nike putting out a spike for Sha'Carri Richardson.
Let's talk about this. To your point,
and it's selling out.
The Adidas roster already have people like from the basketball field, from like the D Roses to the Hardens to whoever you can name, etc. But guess what? A lot of them are still. It's hard to sell as superstars as they are.
Harden and Ant-Man got pretty solid shoes. But I also think it also depends on your company. I could see Nike putting out a Sha'Carri Richardson spike and it's selling. Yeah. I can see it. Yeah. I don't see Adidas having the cachet to put out an Noah Lyles.
She's more marketable as well too. Even in being on Nike, but she's more marketable. Her personality, how she dressed, how she walks, how she carries herself.
She's not doing corny stuff in interviews.
Come on, bro. We got and we have to move the conversation forward. We can't keep on talking about the old things and keep talking about people that are in the U.S. You feel me? That's why he has the target on his back now, bringing up the national championship conversation with the basketball.
Then you keep coming for the basketball.
It's like you keep poking at the bear, and you get mad at people. Feeling how they feel about you.
And I get it. You want to fight because I just watched The Fire Inside, and most recently with Clarissa Shields' story. Mm-hmm. So I get it. She fought for women boxers to get more money. And I get it. You fighting for track and field athletes to get more shine. The same way the WNBA fought to get more shine. However, you don't have to tear down anyone else to do it. Right. That's where I have a problem. That's my issue. You don't have to tear down basketball to do it. You don't have to tear down Ant-Man to do it. You don't have to come for Team USA to do it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do that to get what you're trying to get. Your accomplishments are enough. If you speak about it enough and you bring up the facts enough, and you do what you're supposed to do, and you get other track athletes behind you to speak on it as well, then I think that'll help. You get people like Sha'Carri Richardson and Sydney McLaughlin, to help speak to this point. Like, hey, like track and field, we out here, we're doing our thing, we're winning all these gold medals. Mm-hmm. We are popular, we are worth watching, and we are worth marketing. Like stuff like that. Because she's in that New Balance commercial, Sydney McLaughlin, she's a goat. Like she's just she's
like that too.
But she's got a commercial. Sha'Carri Richardson was in that Nike campaign. That was a super fire ad with all the women. She's in that. I really just think it's an Adidas thing, man. I don't think your beef is really with the NBA. I think your beef's with Adidas. Yeah, and Adidas is just. I don't think Adidas is doing their part to market you, because like I said, like New Balance is doing it with their people.
But guess what, Hugh?
Nike's doing it with their people. I only ever see Ant-Man commercials.
Guess what, though? Regardless of anything, you are still one of their cover athletes.
Yeah.
Take that for what it is, because you got a lot, like you just said, there's so many people out here that's not getting those opportunities and those shots. So I wouldn't continue to talk on platforms and really lessen and decrease my value with the company that I'm with and signed to.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it is, bro.
But I think it's an Adidas thing, man. Because Adidas is only thing I'm really seeing from them is and some of it might be because they losing a whole lot of money with freaking with the Kanye stuff.
They have more money they put a lot of money into these superstar caliber players.
But I'm only seeing Ant-Man.
Still haven't seen a return.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because they lost billions from Kanye.
That's what I'm saying.
When they lost Yeezy, but that's on them. That's their own fault. So I don't feel bad about that. But yeah, like it might just be who you with, bro. Because I've seen Nike's been pushing all their athletes, and New Balance is pushing all their athletes. New Balance got a commercial with just the basketball guys. Yep. They got the same commercial with all the athletes. Coco Jones was in it. Mm-hmm. The baseball player Otani was in it. Cooper Flag was in it. Sidney McLaughlin was in it. Mm-hmm. So all their athletes, they had a commercial with all their athletes in it. Even Jack Harlow. Like they pushing their people. Yeah. I really think your beef was just with Adidas. I don't think you have to bring up the NBA.
And what my beef is with this next topic is with complex, and that's why I don't even want to talk about complex list. I'm gonna get to the game. I'm gonna get to the games list because I feel like that's accurate, and he's from LA, and I love that he did 100. But we only going to go to the top 5 and the top 10. Now with games list, I completely agree with. Now Tupac, of course, y'all can speculate hypothetical all you want.
I would put Snoop above Tupac because Snoop Dogg is born.
Yes, so I'm gonna say my 5, if I was including Tupac, would be Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Tupac, Kendrick, in the game.
Yeah,
I feel like you do not have an LA list.
The game is top 5
without
West Coast.
Bro, the game is top 5 West Coast. I don't care what we say, what we talking. I don't care what the criteria is. Nothing, bro.
Rappability, catalog, hit records. He's top 5 out the West.
Facts. I don't care what his answers are, bro. We talking about pure rap. He's top 5. So we can go to the game's top 10. Let's go to the top 10.
Snoop Dogg at 2, Ice Cube at 3, Kendrick at 4. He's at 5. Corrupt at 6. Quick is 7. Dr. Dre is 8. Eazy-E is 9. Exhibit is 10. Hustle's 11. Might be a little high, but I get it. I'm not from LA, but
from that point, like, I don't even got to go through all the lists, but at that top 10, 11, I completely agree with, bro. You can interchange Nipsey if you want it. You know, you got a lot of people that say
good Lord.
Dr. Dre, that, you know, as far as rapping, I would still put him especially in the top 10 or 15.
Childish Gambino's on here.
Childish Gambino's from Atlanta. I didn't agree with that one, but like from the 10 to the 15, that's a in the LA list. You have to have, and we're not from LA, of course, but we already know you have to have Snoop on there. You have to have Ice Cube, Kendrick, The Game, Corrupt, DJ Quick, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Tupac, if you're including Tupac in the LA. And even if you expand out the LA, you got Too Short, E40, that I feel like those people that need their credibility in that conversation. DOC is too low to me, too.
I personally would argue Tiger above Schoolboy.
Yes. Tiger has hits, bro.
Yeah, and Schoolboy's 20 on here. He's above J-Rock and Absol and all that, which he should be. But I would argue, because Tiger's at 30, he's at 20. I would argue Tiger above Schoolboy. They said Brandon Jennings was arguing that Doja Cat was above Tiger, and Gilbert and them was looking at him like, no. I'm like, y'all forget about Mixtape Tiger. Mixtape Tiger is arguably a Mount Rushmore mixtape rapper.
I respect Doja Cat, and I love her artistry, but I don't know why she continues to be in rap conversations.
Yeah, she doesn't make rap music.
She doesn't make rap music anymore. She has the ability to rap.
She's not
a rap artist, bro. I don't know why
she's not done anything for rap. Now they keep saying that she has an album with Alchemist. Listen, when that album drops, I'll play it. Then we can have that conversation. But it has not dropped yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and I've heard her talk
rap. She's definitely well versed in hip hop. She talks. She knows about rap. So I get all that. But like you said, she does not make rap music. So we can't keep putting her in these rap spaces, but even regardless, she's not above Tiger.
And for me,
like, Tiger has done a lot in hip hop, man.
And for me, with the other conversation, it's not that I don't think Kendrick could. I don't think Kendrick could not be one, but I don't think a LA list is correct if Ice Cube or Snoop is one. It's not one, bro. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm not just saying that we're speaking bias, but what Snoop Dogg means and Ice Cube means to LA. I feel like that's more universal than what Kendrick means. And I feel like on this list, you're not just talking about rap. You're talking about the icons and what they did for hip-hop. You don't get a Kendrick without Ice Cube and Snoop, and that's just what it is. And I'm not saying that Kendrick can't surpass them or hasn't surpassed them music-wise, but if we're going off of Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube as far as totality, bro,
above Kendrick.
Come on now.
Yeah, Ice Cube's super above Kendrick.
Oh, no, I know, but the original Complex list had that had him at one, but I'm just saying for those people. I'm not mad at it, but I don't see in a world where
they're like notoriously bad when it comes to lists. Like I never
because you know
sneaker list.
It's the stir up a conversation, bro. You already know it's the stir up a conversation.
T-Pain is quitting, bro. He's going on I think he's going on like a last stop type of 20-year tour.
I think
he's hanging it up.
One of the pioneers,
I saw he'll be here in October. I might have to tap in, bro.
I ain't mad at it.
If this is my only opportunity to see T-Pain ever again, I got to do it.
Legacy Yak, he deserves it.
I'm still trying to find a way to see Jeezy. I need to find money for these tickets. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
it's a lot of concerts going on, bro. It's a lot of concerts. I sent you the Start Bench cut. Just check those out so we can go through that. The Star Bench cut before we get up out of here. I did have a college story edition, but let's talk about Star Bench cut first.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
All right, let me see.
Yeah, my bad.
See the list. All right, start, bench, cut. Let's go with the first one. All right, good credit, a 6-figure job, paid off house.
Paid off house.
Yeah, I'm starting paid off house. I'm benching good credit. You do nothing without credit, bro, and especially living here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bench credit. The reason why I wasn't gonna go that far with credit because like a lot of people always thought I was bucket because I never had a credit card. Mm-hmm. And my friends always said, you got to build credit somehow. Cause my dad always told me stay away from credit cards, So I never had a credit card. But when it came time for me to buy my house, I was like, okay, I got to find out like how I'm supposed to build credit. You want me to stay away from credit cards? So my realtor was like, let's just pull your credit first, and she pulled my credit, and I was in the 700s.
That's great.
All it was because I was. At one point, my student loans were $15. I had made all these $15 payments before the forgiveness. Yep. It had boosted my credit sky high. Mm-hmm. And now I got the mortgage. That's doing it. So I've never needed to. I mean, obviously my credit is high, and obviously I needed it to buy my house and get the loan I got. But I've never needed a credit card to build my credit, and I don't think I will at this point. So that's the only reason why I was like,
I commend you for that right there.
I still did it somehow. But like
good credit.
If I didn't have good credit, then it wouldn't matter.
But take you far. I would say this: it's hard for you to even get a paid off house if you don't have good credit. That's why I was about to start good credit because without credit you can't even get a house. But that was a good question. All right, start, bench, cut, looks, personality, or ambition. I feel like this is tough. I'm gonna start personality because I need to know the type of person you are regardless of anything. Looks matter. I'm not one of those people that just be like that looks don't matter. It does matter.
That's why I low-key
but it looks matter to a certain point.
Yeah, I low-key wanted to start looks because looks is what draws you near the person. Right. But your personality is what keeps them. If the personality is trash, I don't care about your looks anymore.
Perfect way to put it.
But I probably would not even approach you if I don't find you attractive.
I agree.
So there's a part of me that's why I would start looks, not because it's the most important, but because that's what
attracts you to the person.
That's what draws you to that person. So I got a bench personality.
And I'm a bench look, and I'm a ambition because I feel like once you start to get to know a person, then you will figure out how ambitious they are. You know? I'm a cut ambition. All right, start, bench, cut, paying bills on time, cleaning the house, or meal prepping. I'm starting paying the bills on time. I don't got time to play. I don't have time to play, bro. I'm one of those people, bro. I might pay 2-3 days ahead of time. I don't even want to think about missing a payment. Goes to that conversation with credit.
I might start paying the bills on time. I'll probably bench.
I'm bitching cleaning the house.
Yeah. I gotta clean my house tonight. I got people coming over.
You gotta have the pad. You gotta have the pad correct. And then like you said, the meal prepping, I don't really meal prep like that, so I wouldn't have it on the list. But I think that is important.
Yeah, it's a hassle.
It is important. Start, bench, cut, alone time, social time, or screen time. That's a great
cutting
one.
Screen time.
I'm starting.
Well, I don't know. I play video games, but I would.
I'm starting alone time. I feel like peace of mind is good. Is a great thing to have.
I would probably start social time. I spend a lot of time alone, so
yeah. I'm benching social time, and then
I would bench. I'm a alone
screen time because I need to cut. I feel like all of us need to cut down screen time. You have a phone. It's automatically that you checking, especially you have some type of social media. You checking or you're on your screen a lot. It's kind of what it is nowadays. All right. A last one, start, bench, cut. Group chats, link ups, or FaceTime calls.
I'm gonna start the FaceTime calls. Nah, I'm gonna start the link ups. I like being around people.
I'm gonna
bench the FaceTime calls.
I'm gonna start the link ups, bro. I'm a bench.
I ain't know the group chat.
I'm gonna bench the group chat. I'm gonna cut FaceTime because I was never big. I'm never big on the phone. Yeah, always on the phone type of guy.
I'm probably gonna bench the group chat. The group chat be funny.
Yeah, come on now. Group chat has an argument to be
the group chat is hilarious
to start, but linking up, there's no feeling linking up, especially with your guys or with your homies, with your friends. Like that moment is always going to be better than a group chat.
I'm steady trying to link up with my people. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this day and age where
anything can happen.
Be busier, and people having kids and whatnot. You got to find more. You got to find time to link up, man.
Yeah,
you gotta find the time.
I agree. And before we get out of here, this is a funny college story edition I had, bro. Hardest hits, and I'm gonna play the film as well too. But I'm gonna let y'all speculate and y'all see if I'm wrong for this. So I played quarterback in college, if you don't know, and I was honestly a dynamic quarterback, dual threat quarterback. So I was scramble as well too. But it was one of these plays where I think we was playing Hudson or my Ida. I'm scrambling. One of the best receivers named Weave. That's my homeboy. But to this day, we argue if I set him up or not. But like I'm scrambling, bro. So regardless of anything, I'm trying to throw, and he's like kind of moving while I'm scrambling. But he like kind of did like a not a post, but like an inside dig, and I kind of threw it to where he was going to be at. Hugh, when I'm telling you, he got sent to the upper room.
Did he catch it?
Bro, he caught it, and he walked away like this. Bro, couldn't even get his stance together. I felt so bad, bro. And it's another hit that I really take blame for. I will say is I was scrambling. This is another game against I think it was either Hudson or Mount Ida. I just know it was Green. Hudson or Mount Ida.
It could have been Nicholson.
No, I wasn't Nicholson. But I'm scrambling, bro. This is like a 50-yard pass, but I'm scrambling, trying to get away, bro. I throw it to where he was gonna be, bro. Post. When I'm telling you, bro, all I look up is his head took off, bro. That's one of the worst feelings as a QB. If you feel like you set up your wide receiver, that's one of the worst feelings ever, bro. I'm talking about stomach dropped to the floor, bro. I'm like, oh man, he was concussed, out for the game. He was, oh my god, bro. One more before I go. The hardest hit I've seen, bro. And y'all, and look here, Saint, I love you, man, but I got to bring it up. We playing SUNY Maritime in New York. When I'm telling you, this is one of the hardest hits I've ever seen in my life, bro. And I tried to play it off because the dude started perping. I'm on the sideline because I'm on the sideline at this moment. I think he was running back a kick or something, and he had like hit the sideline. When I'm telling you, bro, he hit this man like he levitated in the air, flew like 5 feet out of bounds, bro. And I'm over here like trying perp, like you know how I am, bro. I'm like, my boy Weave is in the background. I'm talking about in tears, bro. We get on the bus on the way back, bro. I'm telling you, we was laughing on the way back, bro. I swear to God, that was one of the hardest hits I ever seen. I'm still looking for that hit. I've seen crazy. I'm talking about he lifted him up, bro.
Your guy hit him or he got hit?
Our guy got hit.
Sheesh.
Like I'm talking about lifted up, bro. I ain't never seen a hit like that in my life, bro. I'm still looking for that hit, bro.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I missed it, bro. I miss football so much, bro.
Yeah, I miss playing. I ain't gonna go out my way to play, but I definitely miss playing the game.
Yeah, for real. Miss them days, bro.
If I was offered one chance to play one more game, I'd train for like 3 weeks. Get my body right and play. Yeah,
I would too.
It had to be the right setting, like an all-star game.
For the one time.
All right, cool. For the one time.
Man. Another amazing episode of the Phase On View podcast, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much love, man. Like, share, subscribe to the content. Yes, sir.